Hey everyone, it's Kai. Welcome back to the channel, and today I will be filling up this with all of the nails that I made in 2024. So since the year has come to a close, and this year has really been a special one for me, having started my YouTube channel and really getting into long form content, I wanted to just go through all of the sets that I made in 2024. There are 25 here, all of which I believe I have a video for on my channel. And I just wanted to go through and rank them, talk a little bit about the inspiration, challenges I had with the set, things I learned. And I also wanted to fill up this. It's a magnetic acrylic display stand, and I've had this probably for a good 6 months now, just waiting to be filled. And I thought, what a better way to do it than to reflect on my nails of 2024. And I thought it would also be fun to do like a little ranking where I put my favorites up at the top and go down from there, and maybe you all can tell me in the comments which ones were your favorites as well. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I do nail art tutorials, hauls, nail vlogging, all that kind of fun stuff. If you are already subscribed, thank you so much for being here. Honestly, it's because of you all that 2024 was so amazing, and I'm looking forward to what 2025 brings. But without too much more talking, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so I will be doing both this camera here and my top-down camera so that you all can see each set in detail. These are all of the nails that I made in 2024. These are the ones that I at least still have sets of. Some of them were sent off to clients when I was still doing Etsy and press-ons, but these are the ones that I've made for myself. So let me go ahead and dump them out, and we will get to putting them on the stands, and I will talk about each one. Okay, I think I have them all laid out about when I made them, so now I'm gonna put them back in the bin. Okay, so this first set I technically don't have a tutorial on. I just did like a little short on Instagram. But this is my Chinese New Year's set. So if you are not aware, I was adopted from China. Unfortunately, I was not the most interested as a kid in learning about my heritage. So I did study some Chinese culture, like my parents sent us to Chinese camp, which yes, is a thing. It was like a summer camp where you went and learned about Chinese culture. So I did that, but I never learned the language or anything. However, now that I'm older, I definitely have more of an appreciation. So I made this set here, and it's like a fairly simple set. I used a lot of charms. This one is probably my favorite nail, with the little like dangling chains. I just think that's such a cool look. I love chains added to nails. These are actually stamps. I can't remember where I got the stamps. I think it was just Temu. This one I did actually hand paint. I did a couple layers of gold chrome. I will try to remember to put the inspiration for like the different looks in the corner so that you guys can see where I get my inspo from. But yeah, this was just a fun sort of like simple homage to what should be to what is technically my culture, though I don't know enough about it to really feel like I can claim it. So the stand is really cool because you get all of these little like magnetic removable pieces so that you can stick your nail sets onto the pieces and you can constantly interchange them. So I am gonna go ahead and stick each set on one of them, and then we'll go ahead and rank them at the end and figure out, you know, what order I want to put them in terms of like my favorite to my least favorite. Now with these, one thing that you do need to do is there is like a little plastic layer that you can peel off. It's not meant to stay cloudy. See? Just like that. There we go. Nice and clear. The other thing is you want to make sure that you are sticking the magnet on the right way, because like if you look here, this snaps on really nicely, but if you flip it around, it doesn't stick because the poles are aligned wrong. So you do want to make sure that you're sticking the nails on the right side to avoid having to go back, take them off, and reattach them. And then to stick them on, I'm just going to use these little sheets here. I think I get them off of Temu or AliExpress. I'll try to link them down below. I'll just stick that right in the middle. There we go. So for sticking them on without getting my fingerprints all over the nails, I just have a little hair stick here with a little bit of poster putty on the back side, and I will use this to pick up each nail and stick it down. And there we go. I love it, it's so cool, because now I can just take this and my stand and you just magnetize it on there. Very cool, right? I love this. I'm so excited to put this up. Okay, I think up next is this set. So this is actually something I'm really proud of because this is my first full tutorial. I did this set here. It's like a pink green coquette theme. This was back in the spring when coquette was super popular. It still is. I still love the look. It's definitely one of my favorite aesthetics. And this was my first set trying out my like fancy new Korean gels. So this was about the time that I really got into Sweetie Nail Supply, Zillabu, trying out the different Korean gels. And so I made this with a couple of the, I think, doughy colors and the Yogurt Nail Korea green from the Vintage Film collection. And this was my first full tutorial on YouTube, which I'm still super proud of. I really like the way that the set turned out. I hand wrote the little line from the poem here, did hand painting on these nails. This part though is some foil. And then the 3D charms I did not make myself, although I do now have the mold for like frames like this, so I'm really excited to use that. But yeah, this was my first tutorial, so it does hold a special place in my heart, I will say that. And there's this one. Very cute. Still a fan of this. Okay, next up is my second full set of the year. I say full because I currently only have time to do like 5 finger designs. I'll be honest, most designs of mine take anywhere from 5 to 10 hours, even the ones that I think are going to be really simple. I often come across issues with, and so it just takes me a long time. So I do have a tutorial for this one as well, and all of the tutorials that I have I will link up in the corner so that you can go ahead and check them out if you are interested. And this was my first time working with 3D nail molds. So like this swan here is a 3D nail mold, same with this one. And then I made the bow myself. So bows were super popular. Like I said, the coquette look was taking off. And I was really proud of this one because I tied the bow and added the little charm myself. Now I just have a bunch of them that I bought off of Temu. I am still a big fan of this set. So this set was largely inspired by Dreamy Little Nails. She makes amazing 3D nail art, and she was a huge inspo for me when I was just getting started. I watched all of her tutorials on YouTube. And here are these ones. I do really like this set, and I do want to revisit 3D molds very soon here because I have a bunch that I just haven't had time to use, and they are a lot of fun. So this was, I would consider like my first big video. I posted it and out of nowhere it got like, I think 4,000 views, and I was blown away. At the time I had maybe like 100 subscribers, something like that. By the way, shout out to everybody who was here from the beginning. So many wonderful people that I've met on this platform who were super kind to me, especially when I was just getting started. yeah, I made this set and then all of a sudden it had like 4,000 views. I am pretty proud of the set. It was the first time doing like these sort of 3D swirls here. It's always really interesting to me which designs seem to get a lot of love on YouTube and which ones don't. I would like to think I have a personal style. I really like things that are very ethereal, fairy-like, magical looking. I like a lot of gold, a lot of silver. And sometimes I'll do a design that I think is really cool and it won't really get much traction, which could be for one, like the YouTube algorithm, but it's also probably that I have a sort of different aesthetic, I think, than sometimes what's most popular at least. So yeah, it's always interesting to see which designs end up being popular and which ones end up being less popular. All right, and then here's the set. This is definitely probably my top 10, I think. Okay, the next few, I'm not entirely sure what order they came in, so I'm just going to put them in what I think happened. So this one here is the set that I made for the Mayo Peach collection. This was my first full collection that I had purchased from Sweetie Nail Supply. And it was actually all because of the like fuzzy peach topper that I used on this nail here and this one. But here was just like a more simple showcase of the full collection. I did these realistic peach nails here with the water droplets, and then I experimented for the first time with alcohol inks or art inks. I think these ones are technically like water inks. And I made these little flowers here. Alrighty, and here is this set. She cute. So this was my first like full-length collaboration with Born Pretty. So Born Pretty is a budget-friendly brand of nail polishes that I think sort of emulate the style of Korean Japanese gels. They offer a lot of like cat eye polishes, a lot of jelly polishes, the milky style polishes. But as I was saying, this was my first collaboration with Born Pretty. They had reached out really early on when I was doing nail art, mostly as shorts actually. So I've been doing nail art online and like sharing it since 2023. I started with shorts just on Instagram, on TikTok and that sort of thing. And I wanted to do like a cute little cherry look with some cat eye, with some charms, and more of those 3D swirls. I do like this more simple, cutesy look, and like I said, I would like to do some more designs like that. I think I've leaned really into like hand painting things recently, which I like, don't get me wrong, but I also want to use up some of the cute charms that I have and try more of the sort of Y2K style, edgy style nails. Get back to that sort of thing too. And there's the cherry set. I think if I were to do this again, I would do like a darker red. The only reason I have this sort of more bright candy red is because I was testing specifically a cream polish from Born Pretty. So next time, just a darker red, and I think it would suit it a little bit better. Okay, and up next are a set of nails I did for a collaboration with Madam Glam. So this is a time that I was very fortunate to have a lot of different brands who started reaching out to me, who offered to send me product in order to try it and do some sort of design with it, some sort of post. And so this one was a collaboration, like I said, with Madam Glam. So the Royal Blue is a Madam Glam polish, the 3D embossing gel is a Madam Glam polish, and actually so is the glitter. I did have a good time with them, and I actually really enjoy the set I came up with here. These are 3D molded. Everything else though is hand painted. This is another one of those designs that I thought would be maybe a little bit successful because I was really happy with the set. but the YouTube algorithm said no. And I really hope I don't come off as complaining, because I do really appreciate every single view that I get, every single comment. It's just, like I said, such a wonderful community to be a part of. I just wanted to be a little bit like transparent about the things that I have learned and observed being on YouTube now for about a year. Okay, and there is the set. I do really love like the Chinese style of painting. Part of Chinese camp was actually learning how to paint with inks, and we did this exact thing where we painted bamboo. And it was really fun. I do regret not, you know, paying more attention to my culture. Okay, up next is the Kirby set. So this is definitely my most popular set in terms of like how it was received on YouTube. I love Kirby. I've loved the game since I was younger. It was the first game I fully completed, I think, on the DS. And I played Kirby in Dreamland so many times to try to perfect it. So that's what this was inspired by. If you've played Kirby in Dreamland, you'll know that his cake was stolen by, I think it's Meta Knight. And so he attempts to chase after it and enters, Dreamland. I did 2 iterations of the wand here. Originally, I had done this little like heart shaker, but it felt a little bit out of place in the design. I didn't love like the handle. It almost looked like a baby's rattle. And so I switched it up and I went with something a little bit more traditionally Kirby. And I think I liked that change. So I'm gonna keep this nail, but I'm not going to display it. But yeah, this design really blew up out of nowhere. I think it has right now like 12,000 views, which again is definitely the most I've ever had on my channel. So if you're somebody who found me through that video, I don't know, let me know how you found it. If it was just like a recommendation. I'm always so curious as to why certain videos just kind of like blow up out of nowhere, or what maybe like appealed to you about that video. I would love to have some insight. I try not to get hung up on numbers. Like if a video doesn't do as well as I thought it was going to, I try not to let it get to me. If anything, I'm just more curious. Like I want to know what it is that makes a video do well. I've done a lot of research. There are just some things that I'm not willing to do though. There are ways that you can go super viral really quickly. It's just, I want this channel to be something that I enjoy doing, and I think if I lean too much into virality, I personally would stop having fun. And at the end of the day, like I want this channel to be my form of expression. So yeah, it's an interesting balance that I have to find. And there are the Kirby nails. Okay, so the next set is actually the best-selling set that I have on my Etsy, and it is these Blue Angel Rococo nails. So I made these probably in like April, somewhere around that time, and I feel like angels and angel nails were really popular. This was shortly after I did the winged look, and so I wanted to experiment with like a textured wing, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I think it looks cool. It's a very subtle effect. This is just a sticker, but everything else is hand painted, all of the designs. And this is where I realized that this set in particular took a lot more time than I anticipated. All of this hand painting and getting it to look symmetrical was a pain. I did get an order. It was one of my first Etsy orders for 3 of this set. And that was also the moment I realized that I needed to increase my prices. I think I was making like maybe $7 an hour with this set. So yeah, it was kind of a wake-up call for me and my press-ons. I've since put my shop on vacation mode because I don't know, I work so slowly that in order for me to be making a decent amount from press-ons. I need to charge quite a bit, more than I'm really comfortable charging. Like, I feel bad. So yeah, that is why my Etsy is currently shut down. You might have noticed it's on vacation mode. I'm hoping to open it back up in the summer, I think, but we'll see. So up next is one of my most complicated sets. This here is my take on Dreamy Little Nails Sakura nails. The only thing I really changed was doing like a blue background with the gold flakes as the ombre for these nails. I just thought that the blue and pink was a really nice contrast. I think these nails took me 16 hours to make in total, because all of the little petals, all of the stems and everything are handmade out of wire and dipped in resin and then hand painted with gel polish. So yeah, this was quite the project, quite the endeavor, but I've since used this technique multiple times to make various things, different types of flowers, some leaves, and I just love the look of the custom wire work. It's definitely one of the favorite techniques that I've discovered as a nail artist, and I'm super excited to keep experimenting with it and trying different shapes. But there they are. Definitely one of my favorites, if not for the sheer amount of work and time that I put into them. So these were part of our video I did for Leah from Odine Nails. She makes amazing water decals for nails. I do really like how they turned out. I just took the koi stickers that she sent me, the decals, and I painted over them to give them like a 3D look using some textured 3D gels. And then I did the bubble effect here with a syringe. And yeah, overall I'm really pleased. I experimented here with some like ripple effect in water, and I actually have plans for a nail set coming up here very soon that uses the same ripple effect. So yeah, it was a fun set to experiment with. And there we go, koi fish nails. Okay, I think up next I was keeping with the water theme and I showed how I make my aquarium press-ons. So I have an interesting story with the aquarium press-ons. I actually share it in the video tutorial that I do for this design. I had a customer who ordered a custom set of these, but basically there is an individual who has a copyright currently for aquarium nails. She has a copyright on both the actual like concept and the name aquarium nails. It's crazy. I don't know, if you watch Long Hair Pretty Nails, she's talked about it before. So I had this design on my Etsy shop, and it's really unfortunate because it got taken down. There's a time where I wanted to make every set an aquarium set because they're just so much fun. These are also probably the longest set of nails that I make in this extra long square shape here. You do need a longer nail bed, a longer nail tip for the aquarium nail so that you have an actual tank to work with. But yeah, very proud of those. Up next, I think, are my peach cinema roll nails. So I made these with that same Mayo Peach collection. I had wanted to do some more character nails after I did Kirby, and so these ones are my other favorite character, which is Cinema Roll. I was going for like picnic vibes, and so I had a 3D sculpted little Cinema Roll here that I made by myself along with the peach. I did use a pre-made bow, but then I added the little peach on top to match. I made this cute little peach slice. I love how Cinema Roll turned out. He's so cute. I was largely inspired by, I think the creator is MX Nails on Instagram. I'll try to remember to put her @ up there. in the corner, but she does awesome character work, super cutesy nails. All right, and here are the cinema roll nails. Pink and green might be my favorite color combo, if you can't tell. So these are definitely up there in terms of favorites for me. All right, next I believe was actually a very special video. It was my very first PR video for Sweetie Nail Supply. So I believe it was like May that they reached out to me and offered to send me the Swanky collection from Bella B, and that is what I used to make these nails here. I kind of went all out because I was so honored and surprised, in fact, that they would even reach out to me. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's some fireworks going on outside in my neighborhood. It is currently New Year's Day. I wanted to do this as a reflection to start off my year, to start off 2025. So sorry if you can hear the fireworks in the back. But anyways, what I was saying is I went all out because I was so surprised that Sweetie Nail Supply would reach out to a channel like mine. I think at the time I had hit 1,000 subscribers, something like that. And don't get me wrong, like that's an amazing feat. I am so grateful and blessed to reach that milestone, and then others after that. But I honestly just didn't think that like Sweetie Nail Supply would work with a channel that small. It was sort of like my take on a realistic, regal, magical girl set. So I made a little wand here, very Sailor Moon inspired, a little like, I don't know, it's almost like those bleeding hearts from traditional tattoos with the wings, and then a flower, just a nice soft pink, and then some chrome and pearls, all my favorite things. So yeah, I really am proud of this set. So there is this set. Okay, and then I think after that I revisited Kirby. So here is Kirby version 2. This was with the Divock Sakura collection. I love this collection. It's probably my favorite from Divock. I just think it's such a stunning collection with a nice variety of gel types. And so super excited to finally make something with it. And I came up with this little Kirby Sakura with some dango, and I am just super happy with it. This was also my first time using the Chris Clays from Chrisanya Neri. She had launched her Chris Clays over the year, and I picked some up. And ever since then, I've been a 3D modeling fiend. I love it. Yeah, super pleased with how these turned out too. And there's Kirby Sakura. Okay, up next I made these jellyfish nails as another PR video with Sweetie Nail Supply. They sent me some alcohol inks to try. These were from the Favori, and as I had said for the peach nails, I hadn't really worked with alcohol inks that much. So I was sent the Juicy Pop Neon and Topaz collections. And so I thought it would be perfect for this sort of like glowy undersea theme of jellyfish. I love jellyfish. I grew up loving jellyfish. In Alaska, they have really cute like moon jellies that I would always see in the water. And so I wanted to definitely do something jellyfish themed. And then I added like some 3D just because I felt these two nails were too plain. And of course some gold because I can't get away from gold. I love it in a nail set. So yeah, honestly, like I really liked how these turned out. I know they weren't sort of like my typical style at the time when I was releasing videos. Like if you look at this nail set compared to all the other ones that have come before, I'll show you. It's quite different in terms of this color scheme and everything, but I had a lot of fun doing it and I like the results. And there's the jellyfish nails. If you see me looking up, by the way, my camera is like right up here, and so I'm just checking the viewfinder, making sure everything looks good, I'm in frame. Okay, moving right on along. I think either I made these before or after the jellyfish nails, but these were a collaboration with Melody Susie. Yes, it was my first collaboration with them. They had released the Fleur-Oui collection of polishes, and that is probably the closest to a Korean Japanese gel unboxing experience that I've had. It came as a really nicely curated package. Unfortunately, the gels were not my favorite. So like this color here, I did really like. This is a shimmery pink. I thought the pink was gorgeous. The white is really nice. The black was like a no-go for me. It's just way too thin. And the red was fine. It's just the black that I was disappointed in, really. Because I was limited to using just the polishes from the collection, I did feel like this design was lacking a little bit of variety, a little bit of depth. I think the pink and white blends in too much for my personal tastes. Actually, this video did pretty well, I believe, more so than I thought it would. I also had changed up some of the designs as I went, so like this one here was the original design for this nail, but I changed it because I didn't love how the butterfly turned out, and so this was the final look that I went with. Now, one thing I do really like from Melody Susie are their drills and dust collectors. They've since sent me a drill and a dust collector to try, and I am a really big fan. I think they're super affordable in terms of the power that you get out of them. But that was this design. Okay, we're getting there. Up next, I think I had another PR video. So at this point, it was summer. I had a lot of time to do PR. I stopped having so much time in the fall when school started up again. And I also kind of stopped taking PR because I really only want to share with you all brands that I genuinely like and I think are worth it. So these were Blue Sky polishes, and they're super pretty. Like this blue here, one of my favorites. I don't know. I liked my experience with Blue Sky. I think that the polishes were really pretty. All of these colors here are from the collection that they sent me. They worked fine. I'm just drawn to those Korean Japanese gels with the premium like unpacking experience. I think the quality of them is comparable, if not better, in some scenarios. So yeah, I liked these. There's nothing wrong with them. The set I came up with also just maybe like wasn't my favorite. I know a lot of people did like it. I just personally, there are things I would have changed had I had some freedom to like work with some other products. But looking back on them now, they are pretty nice. Like I'm okay with what I came up with here. So here are these. They're cute. Again, just not my favorite. Alrighty, and up next are my House of Dragon nails. So these were actually a special request from my boyfriend. He is like my biggest supporter of this channel. Even if it might annoy him that I have to film and he can't talk in the room while I'm talking to you all. Everybody say thank you to Tim for giving me time to record. But he had requested a Game of Thrones House of Dragon set when the new season was coming out this year. Now, I personally don't watch Game of Thrones, but he's a huge fan. And so the set was a challenge because I had to do some research. I had to come up with a design that I felt kind of encapsulated the spirit of the show. I went with sort of like dragon scale theming. I did some chrome painting in the logo of Game of Thrones. I made some chainmail here, and I built all from scratch the sword of one of the characters. I think he's a pretty pivotal character in that show. I included the little O, the standard Game of Thrones O, and I'm really happy with how they turned out. I don't know. I thought they were really cool. Again, not exactly my usual style. Usually I go for more like brighter colors, pastels, but I do like the darker edgy colors sometimes. And I'm hoping to experiment with that more this year. And there we go, Game of Thrones. So these were a celestial theme nail. I love this set. It is definitely up there in terms of my favorite because of the colors and the theming. I love everything celestial, moons, stars, all that good stuff, and I love pastels. So this was in conjunction with the New Moon collection from Divock and Sweetie Nail Supply. This was another PR video, so they had sent me the New Moon collection to try, and I had wanted to experiment with making my own spinning charm. This here is my favorite part of the design. It's a spinning gyroscope. Now, I know that it's not spinning the right way. It should be spinning along the axis, but I couldn't get it to spin that way and also get the idea across of it being a gyroscope. So that's what we have, but I'm super pleased with it. I just cobbled together some middle studs that I had already. So yeah, this was a really fun set to work on. All of the details are hand painted except for this part here, which is actually a stamp. I had tried out a stamping plate here, and then I did paint over by hand the gold chrome details. So that's something I also want to experiment with, is using stamping as a base for design and then kind of like zhuzhing it up a little bit by adding some of your own hand-painted details. There we go. Definitely one of my favorites. Also, this collection of cat eye polishes is one of my favorites, the New Moon collection. Divock has really just been killing it with the cat eyes lately. And then I think up next was this set here. This is a collaboration I did with Maniology. So they had reached out to me and offered to send me some things to try. And I wanted to get in the fall mood here with a teddy bear set. So this is actually a full set of 10 nails. Ooh, so I'm going to need two cards for this one. All right, so here's the set here. This is one of the few like 10 finger sets that I've made. And I experimented for the first time with this fur texture here. I was inspired by an artist online who had made a little teddy bear and had textured the fur. I don't know how she did it, but this is how I ended up doing it, by just taking like a sharp tool and poking in and like digging into the 3D clay before curing it. Again, I have a full tutorial available if you would like to see how I made this set. But yeah, I love how it turned out. It's super cute. This was also a review of the yogurt nail gingerbread set collection that has this gorgeous like sky blue with the muted like peachy tan color, and I just thought it would be perfect for a sweet little fall themed teddy bear set. Okay, and here are both of these. This is a cute set though, I do really like it. This is by far my most complicated design of the year. I think it took me 25 hours in total, something like that. I was experimenting with a ton of different techniques for this. It is for the Chrisania Neri 3D Halloween contest. So she hosted on Instagram a 3D design contest. The theming was just Halloween, and so I went with a realistic, spooky, apothecary sort of like witch theme. Now this set is entirely impractical. It's definitely not something that you would want to wear out because of all of the 3D elements. This competition though was so freaking steep. People made some absolute masterpieces, like full-on sculptures involving all the nails with moving parts. It was crazy. So I did not win, but that's okay. I learned a lot and it was fun to take part in something so big, so exciting on Instagram. So this set has a lot to it. I made this nail here for the thumb. I sculpted a little 3D mushroom, made some butterfly wings here, and then I made entirely this 3D cabinet. I painted on some apothecary symbols on the front, and I used one of those like nail hinges so that you can actually open it. And inside the cabinet, you have some potions. These actually glow in the dark. I don't think I'll be able to show it right now, but they glow in the dark, a crystal ball, and a little book. And if you know, you know. And then I also attached to this nail a little dangling charm that is a little potion. It also glows in the dark. Also entirely handmade. Very proud of that. For these two nails, I made just some like field guide nails. I wanted it to feel like a page out of an apothecary book, some sort of guide to herbs and insects. I actually looked up like pictures of drawn plants so that I could emulate the style, and I drew some salvia, which is sage, some chamomile, and then again, if you know, you know, I have some boomslang skin here and some lacewing fly wings. And then these two nails, I just threw like all of the 3D elements I could think of at it. So I made this raven skull, all hand sculpted, no molds or anything. And then I made this book that's filled with apothecary symbols. So I added like some little scribbles, but also these random symbols. I did look up the symbols, so they do mean things. They mean like different elements and different ingredients and whatnot. So this was a huge disappointment. I made this little terrarium nail here and stuck some of the 3D mushrooms that I had crafted inside. And underneath, you might be able to see here, I put one of those like blinking LED lights, and I was hoping it would like glow from the back and look like a lit up kind of like fairy terrarium. It does not work very well at all. It flashes like really briefly and just is not bright at all. So unfortunately that was a dud, but I do think it still looks cool. I added some of that boomslang skin, and then I made a little like treant mask. Again, all hand sculpted. This was quite the beast of a set, but I'm super proud of it. I will say I really challenged myself with this one. So it is one of my favorites for sure. Let's see if I can even fit it on one of these cards here. All right, it's hanging off a little here. It's a little wonky, but they fit. All right, next set is this here. These are the Aurora Queen Moonlight Collection that I received from Sweetie Nail Supply, and I wanted to experiment more with the wire technique, so I made these here. It's also inspired by Taeyeon's I Envy You music video. It is an older video. It's an aesthetic that lives in my head rent-free. I used to be a pretty avid K-pop listener. Not so much nowadays. I don't have time, unfortunately, to be looking into new music. Girls' Generation was like my thing back in the day. I also really liked BTS. At risk of sounding like a hipster, kind of like when they first came out in the early 2010s. I also am a huge fan of Dreamcatcher. I'm in love with this set. They didn't actually do very well at all on YouTube, which again, not complaining, it's just something that I find interesting because I thought it was a really cool design. I don't know, not to toot my own horn, but I'm really pleased with how these turn out with all of the like chrome work and the wire. Maybe because it's not super colorful, it's definitely very sort of like one tone, but that was kind of the point, was to go with sort of a grayscale monochromatic design with the silver accents. So yeah, I really like it. Okay, down to the last two. So these are my most recent nails. It's the holiday season, and so I had to do a holiday set. This was also in collaboration with Sweetie Nail Supply, the Divok Dark Night set. And this is actually super special because it was my first sponsored video with them. So the difference between, just to be very upfront with you all, a sponsored video and a PR video is with PR, they just send me the collection and they ask if I will feature it in a video. And so often I have taken the initiative myself to do like a full look with the collection, if not just put it in a haul. However, this one was my first sponsored video, which they were so kind enough to reach out to me and see if I would like to do a sponsored video, which means that they paid me to do the video. So again, full transparency, I always want to be very upfront with you all. For this specific design, I was paid to do it, but I was more than happy to because I love Divock. This collection of polishes is gorgeous, and I felt it could be really fun for a darker themed holiday set. So I'm really proud of how this turned out. Again, went with a darker theme, like starry night sky. I grew up in Alaska where it gets really dark in the winter, and so this just reminded me of home with the snow and the ice and the like blues that almost look like the aurora borealis. This polish just has so many colors in it, so many shifting pigments. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one, and painting this reindeer was tough. I did it probably 3 times, but super pleased with the overall end result and how it looks. And there's the winter design. I think the only thing I would change actually is making this ornament bigger. I just feel like it would do more as like a statement piece if it were a little bit bigger. But overall, I still really like it. Okay, and then last but not least is my most recent set, which is this 3D Labubu set. So I will show you all of the nails. I did a couple different iterations. This was quite the project. It took me a long time because I was trying some new techniques, some new things, whoops. And so she was a labor of love, let me tell you that. All right, so this was the design. I love Labubu. I've been trying to get a hold of one for quite some time now. I think he's the perfect like ugly cute. This was actually good timing because I had designed a set on a vlog that I did, which was Labubu, but it was like originally green and brown and then white and blue themed. But then Labubu came out with a collaboration with Coke, and it was like white, brown, and red. And I was like, perfect, holiday season. Those are holiday colors. Let's go with that. So that's what we got here. I experimented with some tweed nails that I'm really pleased with the results of. Hand sculpted the Labubus, made a little ornament for him. This was rough because of just the tiny details that I was working with, that I was sculpting, and so it took me many tries to get to this point. I am happy overall, although I think his face is just a little bit off. If I were to do it again, I think I could get a little bit more accurate to the character. He looks a little more angry than I anticipated, but that's okay. And then this here was the original ring finger. I did the snow look all over the nail, but I don't know. I didn't love how it looked, and so I redid it with just like a patch of snow and the same sort of glittery polish that I used for the tweed to sort of bring the look together and make it feel more cohesive. But let me know, do you prefer this nail or do you like the remake? Alrighty, here's Labubu, and those are my nails of 2024. So let me go ahead and switch camera angles, and then we'll go ahead and rank all of them. Okay, so I've slightly changed angles so you can see the whole board, and now I'm trying to figure out which ones are my favorite so that we can order them. First of all, I know that these are my favorite. These are the Sweetie Nail Supply collaboration, my first one, so I'm gonna move those to first place. I think, what's next? I think it has to be the Sakura set, because these just took, again, so much freaking time. Oh my gosh. After that might have to be Kirby. I do really like my second version of Kirby, actually, even more than my first, surprisingly, because I don't know, I learned a lot from the first version, and I love the matte effect of the crust clays on this one, and I just love the color scheming of the pink and the green. After that, it might be the Celestial Nails, just the spinning charm. Oh no, I should have spaced it so that you could spin it. Let me see if I can fix that actually. I want to be able to spin it on the stand. There we go. Yes, that's satisfying. Okay. So I think it's the celestial ones next, just because I really like how I made the spinning charm. Up next, I'm gonna put the silver Y2K ones because I do really like these. Well, actually no. Up next has got to be these. Has to be. I'm sorry, there's no other way. Just because, again, I spent a lot of time on them. I learned a lot. I think aesthetically, it's maybe not my favorite. Don't get me wrong, I like the way it looks. But there are other looks that I like more. I'm really proud of that set. So then after that would be purple Y2K. And then I think Kirby, original Kirby comes after that. I do really like these ones. The blue ones, the koi fish nails. I think these are really cute, and I did still challenge myself with them. Like I was trying some new techniques, and so I do really like those. I think after that is Cinnamoroll. Peachy Cinnamoroll. He's just so cute. Then what? What is next? I think it's these ones. I do really like the moon theme that I went for with this design. Let's see. Maybe this one? And then I think after that is the Rococo nails. Oh, I have to go right side up. I do really like the blue Rococo nails. I'm sorry, these are gonna be last. I just already know it. Again, I don't hate them, but I just also don't love them. Labubu, where do I put Labubu? Somewhere like there for now. I do really like these. I think I'll put these here. I do really like these too. Maybe I'll keep them there. And I think after that, House of Dragon. Really proud of how those turned out. Then maybe Winter Nails? These aren't my absolute favorites. I'm gonna put them down there for now, put those there for now. Where to put these? So I do really like these. I just don't do like the long square nails anymore. They're not really my favorite style. It's more so when I'm trying to do something really grand that I need a lot of room to work with, I'll do these. Maybe here for now. Maybe I put these here. I like Labubu. Do I like him more than Teddy Bear? I think I like Teddy Bear more. So I put the Teddy Bear ones up here. Let's put Mr. Labubu here. And then these ones. These ones. Oh. And I think that's it. I think so. Are there any that I want to move around now that I'm looking at it? I do think I like these ones more than these ones. You know what I forgot to do? The most important part. Peeling off the plastic. Okay, I'm gonna have to take them all off. Kind of hard to get off. Okay, maybe not so satisfying. Okay, so now that the plastic is off, I can finally place all of them in the correct order. Alright, and there are my favorites of 2024. I love this display stand. I think it looks so good, and I'm excited to get it up on my shelves so that I can look back on the year and have inspiration moving forward. My top 10 are the Magical Girl set, my first collab with Sweetie Nail Supply, the Sakura Nails, Sakura Kirby, I don't know if you're noticing a pattern, the Celestial set with the handmade spinning charm, this set, which isn't aesthetically my favorite, but one that, I put a lot of time and a lot of effort into and I learned a lot from. My first sort of like popular, I wouldn't say viral, but my first big video was this set here. The Y2K aesthetic I would like to play around more with actually this year. My Kirby set, the little koi fish that I think are super cute, Cinema Roll, my second favorite character, and last in the top 10 are the lunar nails or the Taeyeon inspired K-pop nails. Alright, so that is everything I made in 2024. Super proud of the amount of growth that I've been able to achieve, and I'm really excited for what 2025 will bring. Speaking of which, if you would like to continue to see my journey in 2025 and be part of this amazing community, please consider subscribing. I do nail art tutorials, hauls, all of that good stuff, and I also have a Discord, so if you want to be part of my community specifically, we have a great server where we share nail tips, recommendations, all that sort of stuff. So if you would like to keep up with me there, check the description for the link. I hope you all are enjoying the rest of your holiday season. If you would like to share some accomplishments that you had in 2024, I'd love to hear about them down in the comments below. Otherwise, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here, and I will see you all next time. Bye. Smog, say hi. I love saying hi. Oh. He's cool. We're done. He's just hanging out. Huh?
Oh, that's a good picture. That's recording. That is really good right there. That was good. So we're done, but I got probably the best footage right there.